Well, g'day everyone. Wanted to talk to you today about a great little wireless device that's been sent to me from Hollyland. And the model is actually called the Mars 400S Pro. Now, I've reviewed one of these before and it was really amazing. And in fact, I did use it in a couple of weddings so that I could have a camera unmonitored from another side and check it through my iPhone. And it worked quite well. And that's probably where I'll be using this again. And also from my studio that I'll show you in the setup how it works. But it's a really great device. So let me just show you the unit itself. So this is it, and it's from Hollyland. I'll leave the links down below. And it's called the Mars 400S Pro. And there's obviously a receiver and a transmitter. They have different colors on them, so you can tell which one they are easily. And just to sort of give you a brief description about this, it is a newer design compared to the previous one I had. The build quality is even much better than what I had before. It's meant to have very, very low latency, and I'll test that with you to see how it actually is. There is a multiple fan modes, and the fan seems to be very, very quiet. But again, I'll test that and put it near the microphone for you as well. You can go direct video to you, so you can use this with using something like an Elgato link or something like that and stream live using this directly into your computer. It has this optimized monitoring feed, multiple power options like USB-C, charging with battery, and also a cable that ships with the device itself. And it has a channel scan, and the firmware is upgradable through the iPhone app or the Android app, which is really great. And the actual software seems to be really good. So this is the unit itself. If you're looking at it here, really, really well made. It's made out of metal or aluminium. It's like I said, it's built like an absolute tank. And yeah, so you get 400 feet of range. I will test that to see how it goes. It is direct line of sight though, but I will test that as part of this video, so you'll sort of see what type of range we had. And like I said, the latency is meant to be 0.08 of a second. Just to sort of give you an idea too about these units as well, they do come with HDMI out and also SDI. That's amazing if you are using SDI. I don't use SDI, I just use HDMI. But if you are using SDI, and I might in the future, you have got that ability to do that. You can see where the battery attaches through here. You've got a USB-C port that you can attach directly there, and it will also charge it or enable it to run from a battery bank as well. And you've got your HDMI out, and this is where you connect your power into the unit too. So it's really got everything you need. You can see that the fan is actually over here as well. This is your battery release that's up the top. The two things up here are your antennas. There's not really much else to sort of talk about. It just sort of says this is your fan, draws in and pushes it out at the top. And obviously that will keep it very, very cool to stop it from overheating. And you've got multiple ways that you can attach this if you do want to go live streaming. It's sort of showing that here, where you have the unit and then you have a USB-C going into an RJ45 cable, and you can connect straight into your computer. And there's probably multiple ways that you could connect this, but you can go directly into your computer for live feeds and things like that. And also the data rate has been raised as well. Probably the one I had was probably the 8 megabits per second. It's now 12 megabits per second, so it's a much nicer look on your screen. And if you look at it down here too, you can have up to multiple devices from these units. Like you can connect, depending on how your whole setup is, you can have, say, an iPhone or an iPad connected and things like that. Like I said too here, this is where you attach your USB-C, that's your HDMI in, and your cable is connected through the back there. That's your power cable. It's a 6 to a 16 volt DC adapter. And then the app itself runs on your iPhone, and like I said, it's really nice how it works, and I'll take you through how this app actually works, so I'll give you an idea of how it works. And it's great too that you can update the firmware directly through the app as well, which is great. Just a couple of things about this. I'll tell you the weight. Power consumption is 11 watts. The receiver is 7 watts. The weight is 206 grams for the transmitter and 206 grams for the receiver. Now, we'll do up to 4K, we'll do up to 1080p 60, which is great. It won't do 4K though, but it will do that as well. And the SDI also goes up to 1080p 60 as well. Frequency is 5 gigahertz, and the maximum transmission power is 21 dBm as well. And like I said, the latency is 0.8 seconds. Okay, so let's have a look at what's in the box. This is the box that you get delivered, very nicely presented. So I'll open it up and show you what's in here. Okay, so inside, what we get is, this is just a after sales card that you get. Then you get your little instruction booklet, so I'm going to have a look through that. And then the units come in this, so they're nicely packaged here as well. Interesting how one is a blue attachment to attach it to your camera or whatever you're attaching it to. The other one is red. I suppose that's why you don't get them mixed up. So I'll take them out and have a look. So the units feel really nice. They feel like they're all metal. Very nice indeed. Obviously displays at the front. It takes your batteries at the back. And then there is a HDMI out and also an SDI out. So they've got both outputs that you can use here as well. It's got USB on the back here, USB-C as well. Like I said, I'll have to look at how this all works, whether you can charge it through USB or just from the battery. There's also your power here as well, so you could run it from a power brick by the look of it as well. There's just an on-off switch that's here, and this will be where your antennas go on the top. But they feel like a really nice unit, really nice actually. So there's two of those. Obviously one's probably a transmitter, one's a receiver. Does it say on them? Yeah, that's your receiver with the blue, and your transmitter is the one in the red. Like I said, that way it's good that you can't mix them up. There's also a little fan hole at the back, so I'll have to test these to see how much fan noise and everything comes out of them as well. But it's great, even though I don't have SDI, it's great to have that option in case if I did ever want to go that way in the future. So these are really nice because you have got the HDMI out and SDI as well. So that's a really nice feature to have. So that's that. And then inside here, you've got just your antennas. So there's 5 of those, so you've got a spare one in case if you need those. They'll just screw onto the unit. And then you've got your power brick as well. So it looks like I've got everything ready to go. Okay, so let me just show you how this works. You can see that there's another unit connected, so that's what the number 2 is. And number 1 is the unit itself. I'm on channel 2 and it's on 1080p 50. That's what I'm actually using. Now, if I hold into the center here, it will show me the menu. Now, it's on at the moment C modes. If I click onto there, I'm on balance mode. You can go for speed if you'd like it to be more responsive, or if you want better quality, you can have it on HD mode. I'm just leaving it on balance mode. I've found that's okay. Sorry if this bounces around a bit. I'm just hand holding this. If I go to return, you'll see that fan speed, you can change that as well. I'm just leaving it on auto, and that's fine. You can make it slow or turn it off if you even want to. I'll return back through there. The system settings, this is where you compare it. I've just done that to try it. You pair both units, put it on pair, and then it will join them both together. Language, you can reset to defaults, and I'm just going to go return. Wi-Fi password, that's where you can change your Wi-Fi password. And your version info will tell you what version this is in case if you want to update your firmware, something like that as well. And then there's exit to get out. So it's really, really easy to use. Now what I'll do here is I'm going to put the lapel right next to the fan on this, so you'll see if there's any noise. So I'm sticking the lapel right next to it. So let's hear if you can hear anything there. I can't hear anything from where I am, so it'll be interesting to see if this picks it up. So what we'll do now is we'll have a look at the type of distance that you can get with using these, and actually to see how much latency and things like that you get with these units. So we'll set it up on the camera and we'll go from there. All right, so I'm going to walk now. So I'm just going to count how many things I go. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 16 meters. So I'm just showing this is 30 meters and it's still working really well. So now I'm going to do another 20 meters or so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So that's 50 meters away. It's really quite far now. I'm looking really tiny when I look back. It's still got signal, so it's still fine. Kerry, can you just move the camera left or right just so I can see it moving? You can see that it's moving very fast, so it's fine. So that's at 50 meters. So now I'll go to 70. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Now I'm 70 meters away. Again, you can see that it's moving. This is at 70 meters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So this is now 90 meters. You can still see Kerry moving it backwards and forwards. So we've still got a really good connection there. It just dropped a fraction then for a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So this is 110 meters. So Kerry will move it again. You can see there she's shifting it. This is at 110 meters. The signal looks really good. Now there's a car coming down and you can see Kerry has moved it out of the way. So I'll see here, this is at 110 meters. So you can see her now shifting it back, coming out to the front. There's a bit of a delay at this distance, but it's actually still really good. You can see how tiny I am if you look at this inside the window there as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So this is at 130 meters. You can see Kerry still moving it around. No problem at all. And you can see I am tiny. If you look at that, I'm really small. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. This is now 150 meters. You can see again when Kerry's moving it around. It's looking pretty good. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 170 meters. Let's see if Kerry, yep, there you go. So she's still moving it. So I've still got signal at this distance. 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 190 meters. You can still see, still no problem at all. It froze a bit there. So you can see it's starting to have a little bit, but I mean, this is just getting to ridiculous levels where you'd want to be filming. So I'm going to go again. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. This is 210 meters. Now I'm going to go over to the side and just see if it keeps moving. So I'm over 200 meters here, and I'm just going to see if we do lose signal once I go out the way. Yep, so it's gone. So it is line of sight. You can see that it's not working there, which I wouldn't expect it to. It's now reconnecting. Let's see if it reconnects. Yep, it's come back. Yeah, there you go. It's come back. It's a bit glitchy now though, but this is crazy. I mean, I would be completely happy using it at that sort of distance. I'm actually at 210 meters away. Now, if I just walk straight back in a straight line, it would still be working, I think. Like I said, I'd never ever use it past that, and it held that signal really well right up until that point. Okay, so what we'll do, I'll show you how this will work. This is in my studio, and it's connected directly into my computer in another room. So I'll show you how this is actually working. So I've got the unit stuck on my A7 III here. So you'll see that it's connected via the HDMI cable, and that goes straight into the back of the camera, and then you can see there where the image is being captured. Now if we look at the unit itself, you can see up the top there that it's showing that it's using channel 2. You can see that it's 8.2 volts and 1080p 50. So that's, I'm running this because it's PAL here. And you'll see that these settings will also be maxed on the receiver at the other end as well. So the antennas are installed, it's all connected. So now what we'll do is we'll go and look at how this is going in the other room. So this is the other room where I've got the computer and the whole setup here. So you can see what's happening now. This is the setup that I use for my YouTube. and everything, all my videos. Now it's connected down to this unit down here, which has got, you can see that it's got the same channel. So it automatically scans and finds the channel that it needs. At the moment it's just on channel 2 like it was before, 1080p 50. Now that is connected by HDMI into my computer just through a switcher, which is down here. So you can see that it's playing there, and it will also then go onto my computer. So that's the image that's being captured from the other room. But not only that, I've also got wirelessly my iPad connected as well. So you can see Susie, I'll call her Susie, is connected as well there. So it's really good. So I can also control everything from that as well, settings and focus and all that, and I'll show you that shortly how it's actually working. But I just wanted to show you how this setup actually works. And if I wasn't using this iPhone, I could also have the iPhone connected as well and be able to view the same thing that I'm looking at on the iPad through there as well. So I've got two connections. I've got it through the camera there into my computer, and it's also gone wirelessly over here as well, and it's really good. So I just want to try latency. Now it's going to be hard because the microphone's picking me up from in the other room there, but I thought if I clap loud, we should be able to see how much delay is in this. So I'm going to clap really hard now. Now I'll clap again just to see, and we'll check how that latency is. Okay, so let's talk about this amazing app. It's absolutely fantastic. All you do to connect is you have to go to your Wi-Fi, and then you would connect to this HLD one that comes there. You can change your password. At the moment, it's just on its default, but you can change that. Once you've joined it, then all I have to do is load the HollyView app that you can see here. It'll then ask me to connect, which I'll do. And then that's it. I mean, it's connected that quickly. Now, just to take you around this interface, if I click on the top or the middle here and then sort of move up or down, it will alter the brightness as well. So you can change that to whatever you like. Couple of things here as well. You can lock the screen by that icon as well. Now there's some tools down the bottom down here. Now if you want to show waveform, I just click on this waveform WFM. Now if I click on that, it will have a transparency, so you can go from 100% down to 0%, just depends on how you would like it. I'll turn, by the way too, you can move these around to wherever you want it to go on the screen. If I go to histogram, you can see now I can bring that up too. So depending on whether you'd like to use your waveform for checking your exposure, you can use that. If you want to use histograms, you can also use that as well. And again, you can change the transparency of that or drag that around to wherever you wanted it to go. Another thing too is I can check focus. If I click into here, you'll see there's a very faint white line. Now if I bring that up in intensity, you can see now it's sort of everywhere. It's on autofocus at the moment, but you can see where that's actually grabbed focus. And if I wanted to change the color of that, you can see if I bring it up a bit, you can go red, you can go blue, yellow, and also green. So you can change that to suit whatever that you'd like to use. I'll just turn that off. Zebras you've got as well, and you can set that by percentage. So if you do work from zebras, you can see if I bring that right down, everything's got the zebra pattern on it. And if I bring that up, it will disappear as well. Let me just come back to here. I'll turn the zebras off. Framing as well is amazing because you've got full control over how you want to use your framing for, say, cinematic looks and things like that. You can see you've got them all up the top. It just disappears if you don't hold it down. Like you got 1.33, 1.78, 1.85, and 239. You can also change the color of this as well, the framing, and you can also change your transparency as well. And you can put things like cross marks in there, dot, and things like that as well. So it's actually really powerful in the framing. Magnifying, you can check, for instance, if you're doing your manual focus, you can check that the image is in focus as well. False color, you can use that to check exposure, and I do use that often as well. And there is, if you hold it down, a little grid that you can see above it there, or a little sort of timeline that shows you the exposure, whether you're overexposed or not. If I just bring that back, you can see that if you're red, you're over 100%. If you wanted to get your skin tone around 43, it'll show you that sort of setting as well. So it's really good. Monocolor as well, you can change the color between off, red, green, blue, and gray. If you'd like to work that way. You can also add 3D LUTs as well. Now, I'm not sure if you can add them. I've got to still check that yet. But at the moment, I use the S-Log3, and that works very, very well for when I'm using Sony S-Log3 or on the A7S3 or the A7 III. It works very, very well. At the moment, it's just off. Let me turn that LUT off. If I come up to here, you can see that you can change your password, your channel as well you can change. If you come into here, it's going to scan, and then you could it'll choose the channel that it needs. So there you can see the channel settings come up, and it tells you what's clean there as well, congested channel. So you can then choose the channel that you actually want to use. It's showing you what your current channel is, which is number 2. And then it will also give you an idea about the other channels as well that are free that you could just change to. And you can just click in there and then change your channels. It's really powerful. Like, it really is a fantastic little app. And like I said, this is exactly the same whether you're doing this on the iPad or the iPhone, or probably the same on Android as well. Now, the last thing I'll show you is how you can take stills and mark it. So there's a little camera icon over here that if I click on that, you can then choose from your width of thickness, and then just draw on the image. Now, you can just say undo that if you wanted to. You can change your color too to either green, blue, whatever you'd like to go to. So that's nice too. So you could have your client marking areas where they weren't happy. So that's also a great thing as well. You can also record video as well, and I tried this before and I actually got sound through. But if I click onto video, that will record the video. You can see it counting up the top through here. It's up to 4 seconds, 5 seconds, and then when I press stop, it will automatically bring that up, and then I'll be able to play it. So you can see down the bottom now it's playing that as well. So you could check that too. If I pause that, I can then delete that image and it's gone. So that's a couple of great features too that your client could use. Okay, so what do I think about the units overall? The build quality is unbelievable. I mean, they really are built like a tank, like I said before. So they'll last many, many years, and probably, being quite rugged with them as well. The range is incredible, and I showed that with my walking test and also with the studio as well. It was separated by 2 rooms, 2 walls, at which the walls had insulation in as well, and the signal that came through was still really strong, so that's great too. Very easy to use. The app is terrific because you can check everything that's going on, and like I said, you can use it on an iPhone or an iPad or something like that. So it'd be great to hand off to a client or something like that if they wanted to check what you're actually doing. I'll probably use it, like I said, in my studio, beaming in live, and also I can use it in weddings if I have a camera that's unmanned and I can check everything looks okay. If you have any questions about this, I will leave the link down below. Thank you so much, Hollyland, for sending me this. I'll really appreciate that. And if you have any questions, I'll see you all in the next video. Bye for now.